Welcome back to our 2-Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
Hey, 2 minute, two.
Slay.
Slay.
All right.
What we got? I like your fried pickles in a prayer shirt. We don't
thank
color
you.
coordinate, but it's cool. And I got hiss with the cat.
It's
the
so
kiss.
good.
It
I
is
love that
cute.
shirt.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the question. Oh. Okay.
Is it good?
I like it.
Okay.
Do you believe in demons?
No. Yes. Okay.
They're clearly in the Bible, but what are they? How
Okay.
many supernatural forces are out there, and how do they affect us?
17 and a
That
half.
is from Lori. 17 and a half.
Yes, no, okay.
Answer done. So what's your email?
There's 17
voice?
and then you on a bad day. Okay, anyway, so
Yeah, I'm a demon sometimes.
she's not lying. Okay, so, all right, so this is, again, a very difficult question to answer because the Bible isn't really clear on this. Here's the basics of what we know. Look, not all evil in the world comes strictly from human causes. Some of that is just out there in the brokenness of the world. There may or may not be other supernatural powers out there as well. They're certainly described that way in the Bible. The problem is a lot of the Bible language is in a language that would be understandable to people who believed in supernatural things and would have no idea of the neurons firing in our brains and whether these are psychological things or
Right.
social things or whatever there is, right? So there could be, I do believe that sometimes in the Bible when it talks about a demon throwing someone down, it could be something like an earthly disease or something like that and not anything supernatural. But there's also plenty of scripture in there about supernatural stuff, so the earthly things that we create aren't all there is to the universe. So basically, I give you a non-answer answer because we don't have one. However, here's what we do know. Whether our quote-unquote demons are self-made or some kind of illness and brokenness of the world or some supernatural power assaulting us, in all cases, none of them are ultimately stronger than God in that none of them have the final word. And in a sense, obsessing over what these are and how they come from and where they come from and stuff like that is like obsessing over and giving power to the brokenness, where I think God would prefer us to acknowledge the truth of the brokenness. This really sucks. It's bad. We don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Help us, Lord. But then we focus on the grace, the love, the mercy that we give each other in the midst of these things and the way God walks with us through them and the way we walk with each other through them in God's name. And that last part is super important because here's what happens when someone has a problem. We want to identify the source as if that would solve it. Oh gosh, Trish, what makes you tick and why is all this going wrong and what did you do to cause this thing that you're enduring? Well, maybe you didn't do anything. We don't know. It could be you. It could be something supernatural. We don't know. The important part is not to divorce ourselves from you by trying to diagnose you, but rather say, wherever this came from, it's not going to separate us nor separate you from God, and we'll walk together through it.
Exactly.
All right. That's
right.
a 3-minute Tuesday.
I know.
But
I think you went over time, but
yeah,
I don't know.
well, I mean, it's a question about the nature of demonic whatever, so
That's okay.
it's awful complex.
All right. Well, if you have more questions, we have an email.
pastor@sov-id.org.
A website at-
Relatively demon-free. You should.
And
Oh, wow.
a website at sovboise.org. Just gonna go past that.
Yeah.
And more YouTube videos like this at SOV Boise.
That's right.
All right. Well,
Well, let's go get possessed by some ice cream after that question.
bye.
We'll see you next week.